Emily Verock-Isrow.
And the date is July 27, 2026. We are here with Leon at the Athol Senior Center in Athol, Massachusetts. We are here to record an oral history interview. Do I have your permission to record?
Yes.
All right, thank you. To start off, tell me about your family background.
9 kids. My mother got divorced when I was like 10 or 11 or something, and she took care of us. My father was never around, so the older ones had to help out all the time. It's the more kids, the more that can help. That's probably the way I could look at it. And there was always somebody on your side, and there was always somebody against you. So I feel sorry for anybody that had one kid or no brothers or sisters or something. They got nobody to fall on.
Tell me about what your parents did for work.
My mother was a nurse for a few years, and she worked for Green Thumb. That was a group in Winchendon that got jobs for elderlies. I don't know if you know what it is, but that was a long time ago. And Brent Winters took her job over, so he'll know all about what it is. It was called Green Thumb. Got jobs for elderly people. She did that for a long time.
Do you know what kinds of jobs they were? Were they just, because it said Green Thumb, that sounds like maybe something to do with...
It was retired elderly people that she helped get jobs. I'm sure they were easy jobs. It wasn't like heavy construction or anything.
Neat.
I'm not really sure. I was young. Yeah. But I know that she brought home these metal signs that were Green Thumb, and we put them everywhere, and I've actually still got one somewhere.
Oh, interesting. What does that look like, that sign?
It's just a white sign with green writing on it. It says Green Thumb. It was just their logo.
And is that something she would put out to advertise it, or was it something that would go that for business
She brought them around everywhere and gave them to people to call to try to get a job. Places like this, she went around, and we moved a lot until I was like 14 or 15, and my mother got a loan through the government, that Farmer's Home Loan, and we built a house on Oakland Avenue up Chestnut Street. And lived there. Matter of fact, probably 20, 30 years we lived there. She did, whatever. Little ranch house. Mortgage was probably $15,000, $20,000 total. It wasn't much. It wasn't much. Maybe it was more than that, but it wasn't hardly any. I think her payments were like $70 a month or something. There was 9 kids, and there was 2 bedrooms upstairs, and I made a room in a cellar. It was half blankets and half wood, whatever. It was just whatever scraps I had. You know, you get 3 or 4 or 5 in one bedroom. It wasn't no good. We were right up the hill from Santa Street School.
So that means you could go down and play in Sanders Street's play yard too, right? So was there a playground out there with different equipment, the swings?
Yeah,
and
they
all
had
that?
tennis court, basketball, and swings and that. And my grandparents lived right across the street from it, so we were only like 10 houses away. And I built a house just the next block down. That's where I live now. It was only 10 houses away or something. I remember being in the Boy Scouts. We used to go to the YMCA with Chet Williams was the scoutmaster, and we used to swim nude in the pool. And that was the book. Every single week we had Boy Scouts, and then we all swam naked in the pool after Boy Scouts at the YMCA.
What was that a normal situation for
We
people?
did it every week,
Oh, okay.
and there was nothing ever happened that I know of. There was always an adult there or whatever. Oliver Massey, I just remembered his name. He used to run the Y, and we used to always say, "Hey, he's looking at you," but he was just there observing, making sure nothing happened. We weren't whipping each other with towels or whatever.
Right.
What did you enjoy doing as a child in the area?
It's hard to say. Just 9 kids, you wanted to get out. I was out running the streets most of the time, looking for something, anything, whatever the action is. A lot of times it was not good, just because you got to learn. You know, kids do a lot of stupid things, and when there's 9 kids at home, I don't want to stay there all the time, you know, once I was a teenager. I just say young kids raising hell, looking for some fun. Broke windows, did a bunch of stupid things that, you know, stole beer. We used to get beer from Girardi's when I was only a young teenager. They had a warehouse in the back, and all the broken cases they put in there, we used to go in there and take them and run down the tracks, drink the beers and whatever. Nothing bad, just raising hell, having fun. Nowadays, you'd be in trouble for it. I've been brought home several times where we would have been arrested now, put in jail for the stupid things we did, but it's different now. You can't breathe without somebody watching you. They got cameras everywhere, not like back then.
True.
If they knew your parents, they brought you home. Oh yeah, I knew everybody around, most everybody in town. Went to school here, so you kind of know everybody. There's old people there. There was a couple of groups with kids in there, but it was a dead-end street. We were next to the last house. We used to go out in the woods down the end. It went down to the end of Sanders Street, or it went up Pleasant Street up by the water tower. We used to play in the woods there a lot, slide down a hill and whatever. Yeah, and there's not going to be any houses there for a long time on most of it, because it's all rocky, steep bankings. We've slid on anything you can think of. We've used everything you can think of, with your jackets, from garbage bags to sleds to pieces of plastic to whatever. Yeah, sometimes, probably one I stole. That was probably the first bike I ever had. I ended up with a few, switching parts all around, trained them off, whatever, stupid things, but no harm done. I didn't have no good luck in school. I was kicked out of the junior high twice, and I never went back. So I was only like 15. I went and lied about my age and got a job. I was 16 years old. I was union steward at Gem Crib in Gardner. They thought I was 19. I worked there for 2 years before I got busted for being a minor, making a man's pay. My mother didn't even know for like 2 or 3 months. She thought I was going to school every day. They wouldn't let me back into school, so I just said, what am I going to do? Get a job. I hitchhiked to Gardner and back every day for like 2 years, winter and summer.